Hi, this is OOYY. So today I'm gonna show you all how I made the track Let Yourself Go, which is my latest release. So without further ado, let's jump into it. Here we are with the project. For once I have actually color coded the project, so thumbs up for that. And I'm thinking we're gonna break it down into drums, bass, instruments, melody, and vocals. So let's take this section, which is the chorus section, which sounds like this. So the drums, it's a fairly easy rhythm to start with. I'm gonna zoom in. Sounds like that. It's not too much crazy stuff happening. We got a kick. We got some snares and snaps and claps. Sounds cool. And some noise and vinyl stuff together with hi-hats. And some effects, sweeps and stuff. Got tons of sweeps. Sounds like this. And some toms, of course. Yeah, I'm not gonna go through what's on every channel of the drums, but we're gonna go through the drum bus, which is a good way to get the drums sound glued together. And in this track I have a drum bus that's made out of let's see, 3 compressors and 1 EQ, and the EQ, I don't think the EQ does anything. Nope, it doesn't. It's just there to show off. Without the drum bus on, it sounds like this. You can take just these tracks. And with the drum bus, it's just a tiny bit tighter. Nothing too fancy, but it just helps the drums to fit more nicely together. So that is the drums. Let's move on to the bass. Whoops. Yep, my computer is old. No, it's not old. Yeah, so not the drums, the bass. What? The bass. We have a beefy brass bass. We got sub bass. That's the main bass, basically. And then we got a distorted bass that's just playing plain notes. So on the sub bass I got some cool processing. It's a Arturia Mini V bass or sub. It's actually a chorus on it. Some people say, oh no, you shouldn't put a chorus on the bass, but I say if it sounds good, it sounds good. But just check so the sub is not disappearing when you turn it into mono. So I got a chorus, an OTT, which is a compressor, another compressor, but it's actually acting as a sidechain compressor. It ducks every time the kick hits. So you can see the meter going or hitting every time the kick hits. Can grab a kick. By doing some sidechain compression on the bass, we can leave some room for the kick to hit, and it feels more punchy that way. Then we got some EQ and some more EQ. Yeah, and we got nothing more fancy in the bass department. Let's move on to the instruments. To be honest, this track doesn't have too much instruments going on. It's basically the melody and the bass that drives this track. So we only have the Lecco here, playing the chords together with the string, like plucked strings. Both of them are plucked strings basically. And then we got some shimmer or some glitter. Glitter in Swedish. That is the instruments. Moving on to the leads or the melody. So here we got some cool stuff going on. We got music boxes or music box, super cute instrument, and then we got two Serum leads. Serum is a nice synthesizer or VST synth, which without the processing sounds like this. Not too cool, but if we add the processing, yes, much better. I put some EQ. The looks is really cool. It's compression and distortion, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. Notice that I maxed it out. Got some distortion, compression, and it's a sidechain compression, to be clear. That ducks every time the kick hits again to make room for the kick in the mix. And then we got some reverb and EQ at the bottom. And this lead actually is a little bit different in the processing, because here we got the reverb pretty early in the effects chain, which is a cool way to play around with effects. The more effects you add to the chain, the different stuff can sound, whether you change the place of an effect in the chain. So for example, if I have the reverb early on the chain and got a lot of compression and distortion, which I got here, the reverb sounds more like it's a part of the sound than putting the sound in the room. So it's a cool trick. And it applies on every effect basically. Like if you have a chorus, if you put it before or after something, it can change how it sounds completely. So moving on, we got some strings as well, plucked strings. And together everything sounds like this. Super cool. And let's move on to the vocals. So I'm gonna show you the vocal chops. This track doesn't have too much vocal chops going on, which I usually have, but we're gonna take what we have. So it sounds like this. Oops, sorry. Sounds like this. So I made these ones out of the original vocal lead. I think it's from the lead verse.
Never show emotions, we just keep it down, down inside.
So I chopped it up, and let's see if we can show it. I chopped it up and put it something like this. So you can hear the different parts from the lead vocal. And then I chopped it up even more, so it sounded like this. So now it's starting to come close to the finished sound. And from that I used the transpose function here to pitch it up and down to make it even more exciting to listen to. So it sounds like this. That sound isn't too nice to listen to, so I put some distortion and some reverb. It's pretty wet, and some EQ to take off some of those harsh highs. With the effects on, it sounds like this, which is the finished result. Cool, super cool. So another part of the vocals, I'm not gonna go through the vocals today, but another cool part to end this video with is the vocoder part.
Hold me now, tell me things, tell me all about how you feel. Just let yourself go. Say it loud, wake the world on the other side.
Sounds pretty weird without the rest of the vocals, but I thought that this section needed something more, and playing around with the vocals I ended up with the vocoder, and I like the sound, how it sounds. It just adds some like oomph to it in the bottom end and make it feel even wider.
Hold me now, tell me things, tell me all about how you feel. Just let yourself go.
And of course it adds tons of harmonics.
Hold me now, tell me things, tell me all about how you feel. Just let yourself go. Say it loud, wake the world on the other side, make it real. Just let yourself go. Just let go.
That is the whole track basically. I hope you liked this video, and I'm planning to make a lot of more videos like this. So like the video and comment down below if you got any ideas of what I'm gonna include in the next one.